not expensive. The price is right. So you can go, you get great exercise because you're using your large muscles in your thighs and your buttock.
You got to repeat that again, Dr. Kaya.
What's
The
that?
price is right. When you go skating, it's going to cost you a maximum of, if you don't have skates, $8. If you do have skates, $5. And you can go in there for 4 or 5 hour sessions. Now, when you go to
the
fitness,
movies.
Well, I'm talking about any other exercise places. Let's just say
okay.
Fitness First, one of them 24/7 exercise places. When you go in there, you're going to have to pay $20, $25 when you go in there to get your exercise in. And like you said, it's just the best exercise or fun exercise for your dollar, because not just are you're trying to skate and exercise, and it's a great low impact exercise in terms of your knees and your ankles and your hips. It's not like jumping up and down jumping jack. It's a easing. It's a like I said, moderate impact exercise. So, but Dr. Jackson, I've been doing this for over 2 years, probably almost 3 now, and I thoroughly enjoy it every time I go out there. At least when I go out there now, I don't have that fear of falling. Now I watch them other newbies. When they look so tentative taking those baby steps, I say, yeah, I remember them days.
Those first steps. Now you're skating backwards, doing double back flips and doing all that fun stuff, and hitting split and coming back up.
Now. Well,
going down, no problem.
The splits, I never could do them anyway. But
well, that was my forte back in the day. So, we going to, I'm going to make a promise right now, Dr. Jackson. We're going to join him out there and do this roller skating, because it's great exercise and it's one that we recommend. But if that's not for you, choose something that is. I was looking at a medical survey the other day, and they were seeing which exercises prolong life, or which people live the longest that have certain exercises in their life. And tennis, which is one of the things that I do, tennis players live longer than anybody. And they say they think it's because of the constant stopping, starting, the running, the aerobic exercise, but it exercises every muscle in your body. And, you have fun while you're doing it.
Dr. Kaya has a great backhand, by the way, and he's got a good stop. If he gives you a volley and you got to go all the way to the back of the court trying to hit it, he's already at the net with the slam dunk. Okay, I've seen you do it.
That's the Arthur Ashe versus Jimmy Connors in Wimbledon technique. And so nobody expected Arthur Ashe to beat Jimmy Connors, because Jimmy Connors was a more dynamic and stronger player. But Arthur Ashe developed a strategy, and oftentimes now I can beat and play people that are better players than me, but they don't have as large a tennis acumen. I started playing tennis in the 3rd grade and still continue to do so. So it's one of those things that you can do lifelong. And so tennis would be good. For people that golf, golf is good, particularly if you're walking the course. But you don't have to do anything complicated. You don't have to buy a new piece of equipment. All you have to do is walk. You can walk 20 to 30 minutes per day in your neighborhood, at the mall, at the local spa or whatever. We can do that. And so our 25th anniversary is coming up in May. What date is that? May 27th?
May 25th.
25th on May, no, I thought 25th on May 27th.
Oh, yeah. I can't read. Reading is fundamental, y'all. That's something I have to touch up on.
So we going to have a funky good time planning a mega May 25th anniversary. And so I want to try to put together a live remote somewhere that everybody can come out to and meet the faces behind the mic, and come out and meet Dr. Jackson and Dr. Collier. And, we might tie it into a health event, but we just want to come out and have a good time with all the personalities for 1480 WYZE. So we might go to a local restaurant or something and just have a live remote. That would be absolutely incredible. So we'll talk about that and see what we can do. I know they have been doing live remote broadcasts at Auburn Seafood. If you have not been to Auburn Seafood, which happens to be directly across the street from Dr. Jackson's office. So when I'm over there, I'm always thinking about Dr. Jackson. And that place is phenomenal. And, go have a good time. And you might be able to come meet the doctors there. I'm going to talk to the owners there and see if that's something we can do. It's a question as to whether they're open at lunchtime on Wednesdays. If not, we might have to have a special broadcast on a Saturday or something. But
that is a Saturday, Dr.
Oh, that is a Saturday, so that might work out even better.
And that's Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, no. 404-622-4444. This is a conversation, not a dissertation. So we've been talking. We want to hear from you. Give us a call right now. Let us know what you think about what's going on in the world of politics. And, of course, your health is more important than your spouse, politics, your children, than those politics. You know, they have this new description now, people that are having post-traumatic stress syndrome, because every day now they're hearing about something going on CNN or Fox News that the new president is doing that's stressing people out. Are you suffering from that? Are you having problems listening to the news and the radio now, because every time you do, it's something that just pushed the envelope beyond your capacity?
Well, you know, I don't know if our listeners remember, but shortly before the inauguration, I did say that things were going to be scarily entertaining. Some of it's not entertaining, but I still call it in the category of scarily entertaining. And the reason why I put the entertaining part in there is because you don't know if it's a prank or not. You don't know if it's just a master distractive event or not. And, you know, we go from one day. It's never boring. That's one thing that we can say about this administration is never boring. There is something going on all the time.
And distraction, that's a great term, Dr. Jackson, because that's what magicians use. They have you looking to the left hand when the right hand is doing something fun.
That's why I've told y'all all along, you know, we can always think about racism, anti-Semitism, and all that. I just think this is a major distraction for the obvious corporate takeover of some kind. How it affects us, we will see. But the thing about it is you can't stay in fear mode forever. That's what myself and Dr. Kaya state. Because if you do stay in fight or flight mode and you ain't fighting and you ain't running nowhere, you got a lot of cortisol hanging around. And Dr. Kaya is going to tell you what happens when that happens on a daily basis. Why don't you tell him, Dr. Kaya?
When you have stress on a daily basis like that, it causes, you know, a stress reaction, which is like being on a treadmill nonstop. Your body cannot rest. It cannot restore. So you get things like your blood pressure going up. That stress can cause your blood sugar to go up. It creates that cortisol, a stress hormone, which makes you start to deposit fat around your abdomen. So you get increased abdominal fat. So you don't feel rested. And when you don't feel rested, sleep deprivation, then you become anxious and ornery. So you may find that you're snapping at your kids, snapping at your spouse, all these things that you say, yes, this is not me, yet I'm doing it. You're aware of it sometimes. And you say, I need to do something to calm myself down. I've had people that have come to my office, particularly recently, with that complaint. I need something to, you know, to take the edge off or whatever, because I'm just not being me. I'm jumping at my husband. I'm jumping at my wife. And I know this is a bit unusual.
Well, one thing I can suggest to everybody, I know I was just as guilty during the election and primary season of watching a lot of political commentary and shows. Well, you can stop that now. Okay, we already know who's the president and whether he's going to be president for a full term, half term, or 6 months. He's here. However, remember, if you play your game correctly, pray not to be preyed. Know that we're sent out here as sheep in the midst of wolves. Okay, how are we supposed to handle ourselves? Like I say, pray not to be preyed. Pray not to be preyed. You know, Dr. Jackson has a whole saying about that. But taken strictly from the Bible, it simply means you go out and you think as serpents, be as wise as serpents, yet harmless as doves. All right? Be as wise as serpents, yet harmless as doves. I think I take that to mean, first of all, you got to have a little innocence about you while you having a little sneakiness going on. That's pretty much what that means. So if you look innocent, a lot of times you look innocent, people will back off of you or whatever. And if they don't see you making your moves, then they can't say you did it. All right. In fact, I think that's what Obama did a lot. He was wise as a serpent. He always looked innocent. And I mean, I could tell when it looked like he was very active. But first of all, like I said, don't stay on those political commentaries because they're going to have you in that schizophrenic frame of mind. Watch something. I tell you, TV One has had a lot of good broadcasts lately. But watch something funny. Don't never let anything take your joy. Have the ability to laugh. When you don't have that, then you're bordering on a strong case of depression. Am I right, Dr. Kaya, or am I barking up? Am I pulling the wrong tooth?
You are pulling the correct tooth, sir. That's absolutely positively, as you state. So that is one of the keys that individuals need to be aware of and stay on top of. Humor is the best medicine, always has been, always will be. I utilize it on a daily basis when seeing my patients. But again, you find something, your favorite show, instead of watching Fox and CNN and listening to talk radio, find something that's going to put a smile on your face. And, and there are lots of things out there that do just that. So, you find your favorite show. It doesn't have to all be trauma, drama, and what do you call this, the reality shows,
right.
Although they funny as heck most of the time. If you don't take them too seriously, it's not one out there that doesn't make you laugh for the inanity of what they have. The inanity, or is that insanity?
I'm thinking more like insanity. I'm like you.
404-622-4444. This is a conversation, not a dissertation. We want to hear from you, the listeners. This is our 25th year anniversary pending, and we want to hear from some of our regular listeners. We know you're out there, and we know you got things to say. You got questions about your health. You got questions about some medication that you're taking now. They are advertising some dental products on television now. I see dental commercials every other commercial almost. And so, tell us, is it good to get these new plaque sensitive Sensodyne type toothpaste, and what's the actual benefit of using that, if any? And every other commercial you see is for something for either constipation or depression on that. So
constipation, depression, or clean teeth.
Clean teeth, one or the other. So
garbage in,
garbage out.
That's an excellent question on toothpaste selection. There are so many toothpaste. I think there's over 50 brands now, and then there's sub-brands of those 50. Dr. Jackson has not even tried them all. There's just so many of them. But when I make a toothpaste selection, I base it on 3 or 4 items. One, the ability to remove the plaque and debris off your teeth without removing your teeth. By that I mean there was I think it was called Ultra Bright, which had this. It was a old school toothpaste. I think I see it every now and again in some of the dollar stores.
Exactly.
But it has this. It has like this heated. When you brush your teeth, it has this heated. It gets real heated in your mouth, and it makes you think that you're really getting your teeth clean. But the particles are so large in that particular toothpaste that it removes the surfaces of your teeth. Okay, so some toothpaste, you got to be careful. But usually if they are approved by the Council of American Therapeutics, they're okay. But I wanted to be able to remove plaque and debris without moving my teeth. 2, this is Dr. Jackson now. I don't like aftertaste from toothpaste. That's why sometimes I may go to just mouthwash, because a lot of times people will use toothpaste. They will fill the toothbrush fully with toothpaste. Now, that's not good, because first of all, you start brushing your teeth, you immediately get that sudsing or detergent effect. However, it's disguising, making you think you're brushing your teeth, but you're not putting the real mechanical action behind it, and you may be leaving plaque inadvertently because you think that just because there's suds that it's getting clean. No. I like a little dab will do you, like the size of a pea. That's all you need from toothpaste, 1 pea size. A whole tube of toothpaste can literally last you over a year if you use it right.
That might be one of the best pieces of information you ever gave me, because I was fussing at my son this morning about not having enough tooth. He had a size about the size of a pencil eraser, maybe. And I told him, "Oh, you got to fill that toothbrush up to get just enough." And when he does that, his mouth fills up with foam so quickly he spits it right out.
Right.
So so he'll be finished brushing his teeth before I can get started good. And so that's a good piece of information, Dr. Jackson. I'm going to change what's going on in the Collier house tomorrow. Or this evening when we brush our teeth.
But that's just use a size of a pea. But like I said, I'm big on aftertaste because when you brush your teeth with certain toothpaste, you eat, even if you even drink water, the water even tastes funny. The current toothpaste that Dr. Jackson uses is called Pronamel because it kind of remineralizes the protective coating on your teeth to not make them so sensitive. It's called Pronamel, and plus it tastes good. Okay, so I think it's made by the same makers as Sensodyne, and boy, I used to hate that Sensodyne. Boy, I remember when they used to send me samples of that by the cases, and I mean, I try to offer to the patients, and they say, "You gonna pay me to use that?" Because it tastes so awful. All right. But now they've upped their game and they got something that's more acceptable. So if you're looking for a toothpaste, like I said, get one that cleans your teeth but don't take your teeth. Something that has a nice aftertaste and that it works. If you have sensitivity, as some of the elder people would have, Pronamel would be a good one. And we do have a call. Caller, you're live and on the air. Your health is important.
Yes, I have a question regarding a new toothbrush, a toothpaste I just started using. It's TheraBreath, and it said that it was dentist recommended, and that's what caught my eye.
Well, I haven't recommended it yet, so I don't even know that. Like I said, there's over 50 brands. There's literally a lot of them. But just find something that will have a nice aftertaste so that
it has a nice aftertaste, but my teeth doesn't feel clean after.
Okay, well, first of all, have you had your teeth cleaned in the last 6 months?
Yes.
Okay.
I've had it cleaned twice.
Oh, okay. Well, then that may not be the best brand because, like you said, you don't want to have something that makes it, you want that smooth surface feeling just like you have just had your teeth cleaned. That's the that's the goal. Every time you brush your teeth.
Pronamel?
Pronamel.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, thank you.
All right. Hey, ma'am, do you have any medical questions? You have the phenomenal physician, Dr. M.J. Collier here. He will answer them. If you can't think about it right now, we're running out of time. But you do know that you can ask medical and dental questions every time you call. We're the best deal in town, as Dr. Collier would say.
Absolutely, positively no cost. All right, thank you for listening. Now, Dr. Jackson, one quick question now, because they have various types of mechanical toothbrush now. They got one, the most popular brand has the rotating head at the tip, and then it's just manual, the rest of the body of it, and then you have the ones where the entire toothbrush moves up and down at a 90-degree angle versus going rotary. Any preference one way or the other for either of those?
Well, I think the rotary is probably... it works well because pretty much you can kind of push interdentally or in between the teeth to kind of get debris and plaque out, but you want that little cup effect that would kind of polish your teeth. But I think it's just an individual preference. Myself, I've been through the rotaries. I don't know if I wear them out or I have not gotten the best time, but I just like the good old-fashioned hand action myself because I can concentrate on where I'm deficient at because I pretty much know where I'm deficient at because after I brush my teeth, I rinse and take the best plaque indicator, which is my or your tongue, feel for that rough area, go back and work some more.
That's what you do to keep those teeth clean. Those teeth, as they say. But you do need to get professional cleaning at least twice a year, every 6 months, because you can't clean them despite the fact that you may be doing everything you're supposed to do. You're brushing and you're flossing and you picking and you're doing everything, but you just can't beat those tools that a dental professional have in his office, and a dental hygienist will do a phenomenal job. I wanted to get your opinion on the recent expansion of clinical privileges for dental hygienists.
Well, I think it would be a good thing if they're trained properly. Because hygienists, at least the ones I've worked with, they know what they're doing. They can do the job with good clinical practice and safety. Before I get off, I just want to let everybody know Dr. Jackson does advocate you join the revolution using Healthy Cell Pro supplement. That's the only nutritional supplement that builds from the bottom, which is your cell. And it's on my website, so you can go to auburndentalcare.com, get that information so that your cells can be healthy. Dr. Collier.
Go to my website, lipodrop.com, to get all the health information that you need to be healthy and wealthy. This brings to an end this broadcast of the Your Health is Important radio show. We come to you every second and fourth Wednesdays at 12:30. Why, Dr. Jackson?
Because your health is important.
So well, and of their personal troubles, I will not tell. Now, those guys didn't seem good, and they didn't.
Enjoyed today's conversation with Doctors Miller J. Collier and Marlon V. Jackson. For further information regarding medical information, contact family physician Dr. Miller J. Collier. Call 770-948-5400 for questions on how to make your smile the best part of you. Contact family dentist Dr. Marlon B. Jackson. Call 404-681-3834. Remember, the legend continues. Health care is a right, but good health is a blessing. Tune in every second and fourth Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. right here on WYZE, because your health is important. You better know it.
Atlanta's Heritage Radio Station. Playing gospel music for over 25 years. The legendary AM 1480 WYZE Atlanta.
WYZE presents the live Throwback Gospel Concert Series Monday.